Hello, amazing viewer, it's Lorenzo here, and you're watching KSP Contracting episode 33. Last episode we dressed to impress, today we're going to undress to impress. Or something, that's my clever title for today. At any rate, what we're going to do is we're going to finish the Dres mission, refuel the rover, land it, lift off with the people, and take the science home. Currently we're piloting the refueling craft. The fuel has not been pumped into these tanks. Has been pumped into this tank instead. We have half tank full of refuelizers, and we have this tank for maneuverings, and I don't think we will be needing it. Our periapsis at Dres here is rather low. Let's see. We're coming in at 23 kilometers. Now, that could be hazardously low actually. We have to hope now that we don't actually encounter a mountain that's that high. Our target is the Dres rover. Now we are coming in pretty terribly for that. But fortunately, because Dres is so small, it doesn't really matter that much. But I am going to try and do a maneuver node to see if we can somehow get into the same plane at least. I mean, a full orbit reversal around Dres here is really cheap. It's only about 200-300 meters per second, and we have that in abundance. Even more so because, of course, the refueling craft really doesn't have to go back to Earth itself. So it's not giving me any ascending nodes or anything. So yeah, what I'm going to do the cardinal sin of efficiency, but as I said before, it's not that bad because the orbital speeds are so low. I'm just going to go into orbit from here. Wait, are we getting an encounter? That would be awesome. If we could get an encounter from here. With a descending node degree, with an inclination of 57 degrees. That would be pretty impressive. Only 200 kilometers. Seems like something we could possibly do. 224 kilometer separation. Yeah, we'll try and make that rendezvous, sure. Oh wow, this is a capture orbit, isn't it? Yes. The gravity drag effect from Dres is actually, well, my terminology is not great today. The Oberth effect from Dres is pretty good, because the burn here at 20 kilometers is only 1300 meters per second, whereas the previous flights had to expend about 2 kilometers per second. Although this one also had a little bit of a higher energy encounter trajectory, so I'm not sure if I'm completely justified into ascribing that to the Oberth effect. Our heliocentric orbit was also different, so yeah. Look at that. There we have Dres. We have boots on the ground. They have a truckload full of science at the moment, and they will soon be reinforced with a rover. The landing craft for that is to be refueled by this. That's the rendezvous we're attempting currently. And when that has landed, or God forbid has crashed, then the shore party will lift off, rendezvous with this fuel drone, and then set off back home to Kerbin. At least that is the plan so far. We are now hurtling into Dres' sphere of influence, and let's fire the engine. Here we go. I think, yes, the engines are on, and we do have to take care that our periapsis isn't actually going to drop to litho braking levels. That would be lethal. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to shut off the lights because I'm sick and tired of the cyan incandescent blue glow. But the vistas of outer space and the rocks there, they never cease to sparkle, cease to impress, cease to amaze. They are always nice. Right. So I haven't been keeping up to date with much space news at all. For instance, I have no idea what the different corporations of our fair Earth are doing. So no interesting news for you today, I'm sorry. I am looking forward to the Point 24 release of Kerbal Space Program. I'm thinking of doing a series set in the real solar system with the complete realism overhaul package, with a different career path, with lots of different rocket parts, realistic fuels and engines, and couple that with the new money and prestige and contracts mechanic that will be introduced in point 24. Now, obviously, since that'll make things realistic, the aim should and would be modest. We're probably there looking at a moon landing and return as a grand finale. Now that will shift the focus of such a series to safety and money management, and since that's the focus of the new update, I think that could be worthwhile. Something like that at any rate. Now, I don't want to run 3 series, so either KSP to Mars or my other real solar system series will have to go for that, or maybe this. I'm thinking of concluding KSP Contracting in the next 10 episodes or so, after we finish off the tech tree, which I think is fairly close to being finished. We can spend some episodes making crazy constructions, but then I think this series will have run its course. I mean, we have an asteroid base to build, and we have a lathe mission still to do. Rule, by the way, he asked me to postpone the lathe mission for some extra time to make more awesome rockets, so I will not immediately do that. But then when that is done, when the asteroid base has been built, the science tree has been researched, lathe has been visited, I think that will be about that'll be about where we'll go with KSP Contracting, and then we can look at something new. Because in KSP to Mars, I still want to unlock warp drive engines. I want to do the whole KSP interstellar tree, but we need so much science for that. So yeah, I might convert that into the money program, but I would rather not. I would rather give that its own finish. Right. Oh shit. Let's see how close we can get here. Maybe this isn't the best rendezvous effort ever. After all, this will take 3 days, and we are now passing here, but we can... No, we're going to ditch that rendezvous. That's a silly idea. But we are going to fix the inclination over here. Now that is something else. Right. And here we are actually getting rendezvous. That's nice. Look at that. That's 12.8 kilometers. That's something we can work with. And it's 214 meters per second. Which... Oh wow, it's not actually that cheap at all. We already burnt most of the fuel. I had no idea that was taking that much fuel. How did this thing get out here in the first place? Oh well. We still should have, because this is still 3,000. That's still, I think off the top of my head, more than a full orange tank. That's still a lot compared to the other vessels. They got reprimanded by Grey Dragon on the YouTubes for flying his ships wrong in the previous episode, and well, I may very well have done so. I generally don't worry too much about super efficiency. I just fire the ships up you send me and rocket them off into space. So if you want to be absolutely sure they get where you want them to be going, give them lots and lots of delta V, because I might burn half of it in the wrong direction. That's the gist of the message today. Here we go though, 200 meters per second to go in something that's decidedly the wrong direction, but we are fixing something that could have been done by just a few centimeters per second from heliocentric space, but now we're spending 200 meters per second just because we can. Alright, and that was that. Let's transfer some more fuel into this center tank. We shouldn't fill it, because then, well, then we're not a refueling craft anymore. Then we're just an empty hulk of space metal, but let's see, this should be a nice encounter. And we can probably fine-tune that with some RCS action. Yes, I'm thrusting forwards with the RCS now. So that is actually going to be within a kilometer. That's actually a really good rendezvous. That's nice. So let's fast forward until that moment. And then we'll have the rover land. We'll try and land that near the manned landing site, so they can go and say hi to each other. And then we'll see about getting back. Right. Our target relative speed, oh, it's actually super low. So yeah, we won't be needing a lot of delta V to rendezvous. That's nice. That is nice. Alright then. There it is, 4 kilometers away, and we are slated to get within 1 kilometer. So yes. Happy days all around. Do we have... We are still completely flush with monopropellant, so we don't need to conserve that. God, I want to make a rocket in real life. That would be so much fun. Or run space missions by the seat of my pants. I don't think anyone would allow me to, but I don't know, a man can dream. I want to do that. How do I get my own rocket going? They're so big. I wish we lived on a smaller planet. That would make things so easy. You could just basically have a big potato cannon. But no, we have to live on a big planet. Well, it has its advantages, I suppose. We don't get blasted to death by cosmic rays. We have a nice thick atmosphere that we can use to dispose of gaseous waste in, and it just doesn't matter because it's so large. Although I hear we're slightly sort of roundabout getting that whole disposing of all the gas in the atmosphere and not caring. It's sort of coming back to bite us in the ass, I think, but that won't happen for another 100 years or so. So, you know, still good. Give me my rocket. I'm not terribly coherent today, I fear, but we are around Un-Dres and we are rendezvousing with the rovers. We are a merry bunch, a merry bunch indeed. Look, here we are. Let's slow down. Right. There it is. Now we have to... This is strange. We have to like sort of grapple it with this. Oh, we can control it from there. I wonder if we have any sort of maneuverability in that way. If the RCS thrusters function that way, or if we're just going to rotate all about. Yes, this is not really working, we're just rotating. What I'm trying to do is using the RCS translation controls while controlling from the claw and having designated this as the ship's forward facing position. But it's not really working, so I'm going to have a go with the rover. This has docking ports, but this has a claw. And it's wobbling up and down. So we might have to approach the claw with a docking port here. Then switch, and we have RCS here as well. Then switch and actually pretend to make the docking with the claw instead of the port. I think that's what we're going to try. First, I want to be target relatively neutral. Stopping. Right. This is a weird docking situation. Definitely is. If this thing had a claw on like the nose of it, that might possibly be easy. But this has a docking port on the nose, and the other thing has claws all on the sides. So I don't think I can dock with a claw whilst controlling a ship that's not a claw. Does that still make sense? I mean, if I just like gently sidle up against this claw with the docking port, that won't make the connection, I don't think. So I'm going to have to move all the way up to the claw with this, because I mean I can't really maneuver the big refueling thing. That's really difficult. And then I will switch to the refueling thing and somehow nudge it into the claw. As I said, I am interested to see if that will work. I mean, let's just get really, really close. A benefit of the claw is that it really doesn't matter where we grab the ship. I mean, it would be nice if it wasn't a solar panel, but otherwise we can just kinda grab it. Doesn't really matter where. So, going up to that claw. I think the solar panels are somewhat safe. I mean, let's slow down a little bit. Yeah, the solar panels are not going to crash into everything. I forgot what all the buttons do. Oh shit. These things don't go anywhere. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now I think it's time to switch to the claw and grab it. No, it's not. That is definitely not the case. How am I screwing this up? We're so close. Okay, maybe I don't have to screw it up. Maybe I just invented that. Alright, arm the claw. Control from here. Right, rotate towards that. Stop that. How is this happening? These things are completely not set up for RCS control, or I'm just being an idiot with it, which is a distinct possibility. I want to control from there. Come on. But the controls won't let me. I mean, I can... if I press forward, it will try to affect forward motion in that direction with these thrusters, which is not possible. Alright. Stop that. This thing at least has a sane control scheme. Control from the pod. Target that. It is targeted. Well done. Oh, it's targeting the center of mass. I can't target the actual claw. That is a problem. That is a problem. But maybe not. And I can just approach and stop and sort of make a docking without making a docking. As soon as I switch to the refueling thing, all sanity goes out the window. I can only make it twitch around. If I press any key whilst controlling that, I can't predict what happens. So, but look at that. This does look like it could be a docking. I mean, I want to control it from here, so I sort of know what we'll do. Now I rotate. Come on, claw, grab it. Can you please grab it? Okay, I want to go backwards. Yes, backwards. I want the claw to grab it. Come on, claw. Yes. Yes. I mean, we are in contact with it. 1 second. There, real world obligations fixed. And back to docking with this hideous monstrosity of a docking clamp. Alright, go on. No, this is going completely wrong. Completely wrong. And soon we'll be out of monopropellant as well. And that will be stupid. Alright then, backwards. Turning. Backwards turning. Translating. Yes, this is the way we want to go. It is not. Alright, then back to the other monstrosity ship. Control from here. No, 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 don't never control from there. Go on, grab hold. Come on, grab it. Oh, and don't knock the rover off. Okay, how on earth am I supposed to grab anything with that claw positioned the way it is? Maybe I'm missing something incredibly obvious, but I'm not sure I am. Right. Okay, let's try it again. What we need to do is line up the docking port with the claw thingy, which is harder than it seems because we can't get a marker for the claw because it's not meant to be docked with. It's meant to grab something, and as such it's nice to put it on the front. I mean, oh, if only these were docking ports. But no, they are not docking ports. And, well, so we are going to align this with the claw, put it on a approach vector, and then quickly switch to the other ship and pretend it is that ship that did the approaching. Sound like a plan? I think it does. So, here we are, sort of pointing towards that claw. I think, yeah, this should point. This should count as pointing towards the claw. Let's match velocities with that again. And go. Now switch here. Come on. Control from here. Claw it. Damn it. Claw it. Alright, so that was just a little bit off. Okay, we will go forward just a smidgen. And we will brake. Just a similar smidgen. Back here. And bounce. Okay, it is coming in. Grab. Grab, grab, grab. Alright. Never touch any controls on this thing because it is friggin' impossible. Control from here. Right, move up, grab it. It is us doing the grabbing. Yes! Oh, yes! Wow. That was tough. Alright then, time to fill up this thing. Wait. Oh, they have no cross draining. What? No, I want to fill the small ones, not the big ones. Let's see, that's 360. I think 2 would suffice. Yeah, I will fill 2 of these and then sort of cross pump that. Yeah. Because we need to, of course, keep some fuel in these tanks in the refueling thing to refuel the boys that are coming off the surface. And they will have a nimble craft of their own, so hopefully that will be a little bit easier. At least we have now fixed the method. I mean, it wasn't that difficult, it was just not going about it the right way. Alright, release the claw. Hope that didn't damage the rover thing too much. Of course, that can't really happen, so that is safe. Alright, so we need 180 in here. Sort of, approximately. 60, 70, 80. And we need 220 in there. Now, of course, this wasn't empty, so we need a little bit more. Same here. Yeah, that's close enough. And we need to do the same trick here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crowds of all ages, we will land the rover, hopefully. And then Hudbert Kerman will enjoy his new home Un-Dres, I hope. Let's put a little bit more in. Yeah, that's definitely close enough. Okay, save in that. And now we need to... Now we just sort of need to land there. Let's see, the rotation does about that. So I think we're going to have to slow down from here almost to... Yeah, let's try this. Because everything goes so incredibly slowly, it might be a problem to land near the thing. But well, we will give it our best shot, obviously. Right. 20 minutes, because I made this maneuver node and I'm sticking to it, even though that was completely arbitrary. And I just want Hudbert to drive a rover, because I've actually never used a command seat in the game to drive a rover. And I've never been to Dres. Well, I was at Dres last episode, but this is an episode of new things, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's see. Okay, landing trajectory locked in. Absolutely. Let's ditch that maneuver node. And our thrust to weight ratio is actually fairly okay. So let's have a look at what Dres does while we plummet down. Are we going to land near them? Yes, we are actually. Now we need to... I mean, we're not actually going completely in their direction, so we need to change that. Let's expend 42 meters per second to do that. We are like a guided missile, well, a semi-guided missile, plummeting towards the surface at high speeds with time acceleration, and our goal is not to bomb these guys, our goal is to be able to drive to them. And I think that will work out pretty well. We should start braking, because we are going down at currently 400 meters per second, which is almost twice the speed of sound if there was any air, or more than... a good clip, let's call it that, and we are only 50 kilometers above the surface. And I don't from my mind remember what the thrust to weight ratio on this thing was. So let's reduce that to 200 meters per second, just to see how long that takes. And yeah, I am confident we have enough fuel to pull that off. Yeah, we have a decent thrust to weight ratio, but it's not infinite. Which should be a no-brainer that it's not infinite, but... Wait, this thing has parachutes? Oh yeah, in case this... I mean, this was rated to return to Kerbin, but of course now we know that it's not. But maybe in some far future, when Hudbert decides he really wants to go home, he can. Let's see... We actually didn't slow down that much at all, so... Let's see, 300 meters per second at 30 kilometers, 200 meters per second at 20 kilometers. That seems far too convenient. Let's just wait till 15 kilometers and then attempt a slowdown. So there we are, going down, 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 going in, going in, going in. We will land about 15 kilometers away, or less. I mean, we're 17 kilometers up and we're also 16 kilometers from there. The ground elevation was about 2 to 3 kilometers, so my Pythagoras skills are not that good, really non-existent, but will we land about 5 kilometers away from them? Seems reasonable. At least it's still reducing. So there we have 160 meters per second. going down. This is a base, remember? Let's reclassify that as a base. It's a base. Un-Dres base. Awesome. Crew report, yes, we have that. We have comms arrays. I like this. This is a nice little square lander base thing. I like it. It's blicky, it has solar panels, it has a comm dish, and it carries a rover. It's really well built. So, could have done with a smidgen more fuel, but maybe I should have been more efficient. You know, that's the design. That's the mission control and engineering bickering. It doesn't really matter. Setting down Un-Dres. Do we have lights on this? Oh, and they are going. Are they shining down? Oh, it's rover lights. They are shining down somewhat. Will they work as a landing aid? I am not so sure. 50 meters per second, probably too much for the landing legs to absorb, but we are most definitely within driving distance. I think. I don't know how fast or slow this thing goes, but we have a driving mission to look forward to. Okay, we are going at 60 meters per second again. Our fuel, we may actually not have enough to get anywhere else ever again, but that wasn't the point. We will be able to land, and that was nice. And oh, we can still transmit this goo. Let's do that. I mean, all this goo should be in the dress to impress lander as well, but oh well, these things aren't going anywhere, that's for sure. So, oh, we can do it from the surface, of course, as well. Yes. Okay, leave the science, proceed with the landing. I mean, we are doing well, we're hovering, but don't want to get distracted and kill Hudbert. I mean, we're still, even with the near miss of, I forgot his name, the other guy that was falling off the lander as it ascended a bit, we still have a 0 casualty rate. And sure, Hudbert will be marooned on dress, but look at that, he will have a handsome base and a car, so he will be very, very happy. At least that's what I'm saying. He should be happy. A new house. Maybe he'll get a visitor one day. Right, soft landing. There, rock solid. These thrusters will never fire again, by decree of me. Right, let's see about doing some extra sciences. Okay, this was transmitted then, in the materials bay. That was also transmitted, so that's useless. Doesn't matter though. Let's drop the rover. Wait, we have here 2 docking ports. Okay, we have the rover. We have to be careful because if we flip it or something, that would be a pity. Okay. RCS and SAS are off. Are these 2 wheel units? Oh shit, I pressed shift. Never press shift when you have engines. Okay, we're still locked, and I'm going to shut down these engines just in case I press shift again. That was a last revival of these motors. Let's see. I think it's straightforward to just, yeah, these things we don't need that. We just drop this decouple node. The landing struts are engaged, so they won't fall on the wheels. Decouple node. Boom, this is a rover now. Alright then. Hudbert. Proceed. I mean, EVA reports, we have all of that, yes. Proceed. Does this work, this crooked ladder? Wow, that's pretty good. Proceed to you. Oh, it doesn't work. Too bad. Proceed to your driving seat, my man. Oh, look out! Alright, grab that. Okay, it's apparently really hard to get into a rover in this low gravity world. Oh shit, man. Be careful, don't knock it over. Is it it could be a little top heavy. And we can't afford to break those. Okay, raise the legs. We can't afford to break those solar panels because I think those are the only structural elements of the only power generating elements of this rover. Oh god. How are we going to fix this then? At least we can manually do the landing legs. And well, we should definitely come from the other side, so if we do topple it, we will topple it the right way. Let's see if we can give it a push from here. Oh. Oh god. Wait, is that motoring away? It is. Why are those wheels on? Well, at least the rover is working, but I think we're gonna have to fly after it. Or is that just... I wonder if that's motoring or just rolling out the push. Okay, we learned that rover seats are hard to get into. Grab. A little bit higher. Okay, so we're not grabbing the seat. We want to land on the seat immediately. We're not grabbing the ladder. Oh, we're going to crash into the ship. We don't want that. Okay, we don't want to break the solar panel either. I mean, sure, we can stand on the back and fire our RCS rockets, but that would defeat the purpose of a rover, sort of. Oh, you can just do that. Wow. Right. Alright, cool. We are rolling. And oh shit. It is liable to topple. Oh damn. The rover is nice and compact, but that has made it fairly top heavy. But we are going, we are rolling. And the Kerbal throne on the front. Maybe I should drive backwards. Because he is the heaviest element. No, that's a bad idea. Oh shit. Yes, nice. I don't know how that happened, but oh no. This is a monumental car crash. Are we going to be able to... Can we deploy the landing gear? Should we deploy the landing gear? Are they improvised jump jets? Okay, so the Kerbal has to sit on the front, because then when we accelerate, we won't fall over. We are going to attempt to visit our friends. Oh shit. Ooh, no. Is the first Kerbal ever going to die in a car crash on Un-Dres? His head makes a good shock absorber though. Oh damn. Take surface sample. I mean, yeah, we can do that from here. Nice. Alright. Roving. We be roving. Oh god. Oh god. Maybe if we use SAS, does that work? No. At least the solar panels aren't broken. But we will have a hard time getting to our friends. Oh god damn it. Alright. We are righted. Accelerate forwards. Drives on. We will deploy the antenna for a larger counterweight. Extend antenna. Transmit data. Here we go. This is it. Do we have a thermometer? We are going at 4.4 meters per second. Don't think we can steer. That would be inadvisable. Are any of our wheels broken? No, it's fine. Maybe we should lock the suspension. Would that make things better? Let's try that. So far it has... No, disable. Or maybe I should disable the steering on all but the front wheels. That will make it less likely to... Okay. That will make it less likely to just fall over if I steer. It will make it steer more horribly, obviously, but maybe it will make things work out. Okay, log temperature. Oh no. Oh, that Kerbal is getting mangled. I don't even know what happened. How did we fall over here? Okay, I'm giving up. This counts as a car crash, I think. Okay, maybe the landing gear will help? No, it didn't. Oh shit. Oh, we even fell off. Oh, we can control it. But if we leave it like this, the solar panels will not receive any sunlight. I mean... Right. Hoodbird. I can't control Hoodbird. Look at that. He is... he has gone crazy. He has gone crazy. He is paralyzed. That's good to know. Do we maybe have to dismount him? No, there's nothing we can do to him. He has been petrified. I can't control him. Alright then, Hoodbird has died. Well, he hasn't died, but the servo motors in his suit have failed, and he is now doomed to stand here. He will be our first semi-casualty. No, he's not a casualty. Look at that, he's smiling, but he won't move. His base is out of reach, and his suit is now his base. Yeah, I want to take a screenshot of this because it's a nice little... I mean, can we... Oh no, can we... Yeah, we can see the base there in the distance. That doesn't make a nice screenshot. Okay, one screenshot. Two screenshots. Ah, damn it. Okay, back to business. The base is here. There is no one in it. Let's turn off the lights. Oh, we can't control it. Of course we can't, because there's no one in it. The car is here. Can we do anything with this? Can we ride it? Well, if we could, there's no Kerbal to drive it. Okay, we shall deploy the legs, and it shall stand on there, maybe. Boom. The car has landed. The lights are on. The solar panels are not broken. Okay, this can be used at some point by a Kerbal that is ready to die. Maybe in a subsequent reload, Hoodbird will in fact... Let's have a look at our log. Structural failure on the linkage between Hoodbird Kerman and the construction command seat. I think he's traumatized from that. Doesn't matter though, maybe that will be fixed one day. Alright. Let's continue with the rest of the mission. That's too far to switch from the game scene. But what we're doing now is with these guys, I mean, they have all the science. Oh, and they have a claw graciously mounted on the front of their ship. They will attempt a rendezvous with the long-range refueling unit, which is orbiting which direction exactly? It is orbiting in the retrograde direction, so we will take off in a 270 degree heading in order to rendezvous with it. Sounds like a plan to me. And that's also just following the marker. Right, we have all the signs. Let's review that one last time. We have sample, we have goo, we have materials. Yeah, screw that, we have everything we need. Can we do another crew report just because? No? Alright then, here we go. Let's turn over, let's ditch those lights. Don't really need them anymore. And are we in orbit yet? Are we in orbit yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No. We're not there yet. This thing... oh, it has a lot of fuel remaining. Actually, that should be quite a sizable chunk of Delta V. Not confident it's enough to actually get back to Earth, but that's why we have the refueling ship. Right, we are... let's target that actually. Let's see, 7-degree inclination, which is not a lot at all, and it's now getting lower again. Nice. Let's see about getting a instant rendezvous. Ooh, that's 30 kilometers away. That's nice. That's a good rendezvous. We can work with that. Right. Let's. Oh, we can't warp faster. We can't warp below 10 kilometers. Killjoys. Can report from here now. We have all the signs we need. Jebediah, Richable, and Sigas are going home after plundering the refueling thing. Actually, we can't get that much extra. Get that much extra fuel into. Oh, we can. There's side tanks here. Yeah, we can load up with plenty of fuel and go home. That's fine. And do we have parachutes? We do. Oh, we might need to repack those parachutes. Let's give that a go. Jebediah, you are bonkers enough to go on EVA whilst on a suborbital trajectory. Oh, no repacking. That means they're good to go. I think so. They were deployed in the last episode, but in the vacuum maybe that just didn't count. Alright. Time warping time. Bye, Dres. Of course, now we're still at a suborbital trajectory, so we do have to be a little bit careful. I mean, if we miss the rendezvous, we will crash back to Dres, which is, of course, not what we want. No, what we want is to rendezvous with the long-range refueling efforts. Right, so that's 32 kilometers away. Okay, target. And we will perform this rendezvous as per normal. And that means that... let's see if we can actually find it. I'm not sure we can. Oh, there it is. It's a little whiles away. Well, look at that. It's 31 kilometers, and I will make a brief cut in the video and reconvene with you when we are closer. Look at that. That's really close, and I hope I can still brake. Oh. Yeah, so maybe that was a little bit overdoing it, but that it sure was closer. It sure was closer. And now we get the same game again, that we want to dock with an arm like this, but that's fine because it is now on the front. So we can just aim that towards that juicy fuel tank in the middle. Which, yeah, there it goes. And punch forward with the claw. Is this a nice energy sucking direction? No, so we alter that. I don't want to point towards the command pod. I want to target that midsection, that juicy midsection. Come on, slam that claw in there. Maybe retract the solar panel and slow down a bit. Okay, grab it. Is it now grabbed? Yeah, it's now grabbed. Nice. Alright, time to suck fuel. We will suck the refueling thing dry like the Mosquito. We should call this ship the Mosquito because it sucks fuel so well. Maybe. Right, I will fuel her up and reconvene when that's finished.
Alright, all fueled up and ready to go. And in all probability, the next thing we'll do is wait for years and years, because let's have a look at when the next transfer window is. From Dres to Kerbin, that will happen in just about half a year. So let's wait for that then, shall we? Alright, let's pop in a quick save and accelerate time as high as it will go. Oh, is that it? 1,000 times. That means we'll have to wait just about 0.2 days. That's just a few hours, you guys. Fortunately, we can do this and zip time through a little bit faster and optionally stare at the strokified space center. I will not subject you to that. On the other hand, we don't get the timer in here, so yeah, let's have a quick stroke. And I sincerely hope none of my viewers actually suffer from strokes or know someone that does, because that would make me very, very insensitive. But here we go. 100,000 times, and that will take just about 3 seconds. There, just about 3 seconds. Right, let's delete that alarm and revisit our guys around Dres. They've been, you know, maybe they would have had more fun on the surface, who knows, but they didn't. It's the long on an escape trajectory out of the sun. I sincerely hope you're not. The long-range science vessel was apparently no longer in orbit around Dres. I wonder how that happened. However that happened. Let's have a look here. Oh, no, that's not the ship. That's the. I don't know. Look at that orbiting Dres. That's the drive stage. That's the booster that just didn't make the. The orbital insertion. That's fine. That can escape out of. It's not escaping out of the sun either, but you know, it's fine. We won't miss that too much. You see, it's on a slightly smaller orbit than Dres itself. Right, Kerbin as the target. We are nicely equatorial here. Well, sort of. In which direction are we actually orbiting? This direction. So we will need to. Let's see. We will need to eject right about here. That way, and we are close to our descending node as well, so we can probably nail an intercept straight from here. I mean, Kerbin is a damn sight larger than Dres, so the sphere of influence should also be correspondingly larger, and we are going completely the wrong direction. Sort of. So let's do that a little bit more here. That will be, oh man, it is sort of hard to accurately gauge the direction. Let's see. No, this is completely wrong. Completely wrong. Ridiculously wrong. Okay. Okay then, we want to go more this way. Completely wrong. And then, why on earth is this separation still so high? Because it's telling me this is the launch window. Oh, it's telling me it's the launch window. So why is it not the launch window? Is this the launch window? I have a feeling we could do something with this. Or the subsequent course correction once we're in heliocentric orbit, but that has a frightening possibility of being fairly expensive. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we can fix that we can fix that much easier from heliocentric orbit. So let's first, oh, Jesus, it's only 1400 meters per second. Let's first give us a kick in the right direction. 2 hours from now. Well, that is fine, and we can wave goodbye to this tiny planetoid Dres. Of course, we won't need to spend so much rocket fuel getting away from its feeble influences. Or even missing the node a little bit, but I don't think that will be too much of a problem. Let's time warp on. No, I'll just cut the video once we are in a nice heliocentric orbit. So, Count to 3, close your eyes, 1, 2. And there we are, burn completed, leaving Dres. It's a good thing we're refueled because we're already through half the fuel again. Nuclear engines really are so nice because they give you delta V. Oh shit, that was a really quick sphere of influence transfer. Let's see how we can get anywhere near an encounter. Okay, we will do our maneuver node at the inclination changer. Right. So that is, can we get that any closer? Because we need to hit it right on the node. Because if we don't, we would need to spend lots and lots of delta V actually fixing this 9-degree inclination, which we really rather don't want to do. But we have our encounter here. Let's focus on Kerbin again. There we go. Now let's see if we can get that node a little bit closer. Because of course this is stock KSP. No deadly re-entry or any of that stuff, so we can just smack into the atmosphere at full speed and have that slow us down. For now, 6,000 kilometers is plenty. We can shave and fix and trim that once we are at the sphere of influence's boundary. Look, there's Dres. Wave goodbye to it. And we shall have to perform another 136 meters per second in 9 days. And that will put us on a course almost directly home. Oh, right. For this we will do our tried and proven trick of burning from the map view and observing the plotted trajectory as it goes. So bye maneuver node, we will now be observing this as it will happen. And it should happen any second now. Yeah, there we go. We can fine tune that a little bit with some RCS. Yeah. No. Oh, look at that. We can visit the moon. Isn't that nice? I don't know what that will do for our trajectory, but let's not try and visit the moon. See, let's just try and... If we can get this inside Kerbin's atmosphere from here, that would be awesome. But... I don't think that's happening. Nah. 7,000 kilometers is fine. Using the moon would be sorta cool, but... It could also just add to the delta V requirement. I can't predict that from here because I'm not actually a rocket scientist. All right, we did it. We're going home. We have fuel in the tanks. We are almost guaranteed a mission success. But let's not jump to conclusions and scroll time forward so that we may actually see that happen. Okay, we're passing relatively close to our spent stage, and that's in galactic terms, not close at all. Waving goodbye to the Dres base and frozen Hutbert there, and proceeding to Earth, which will be actually a fairly long voyage of a year and 100 days. So even at 100,000 times time acceleration, that will take several minutes. So enjoy another jump cut. There, it's a year later, year and 100 days almost. The guys have been in their ship for 3 years and a month. That's in Kerbin days though, so I don't know how long that is in actual days, but it doesn't matter because time acceleration renders all that moot. We are fast approaching home, at least its sphere of influence. And then from the boundary there we can do a burn that will land us in the atmosphere, which will gently or roughly welcome us. Bam. There we are. Alright then. Periapsis of just a straight ground intersect. Oof, that's brave. Let's not do that. I mean, they don't have to suffer G-forces. I mean, they will survive it because there's no consequence for a hefty... Ooh, that sun is larger than we're used to. They will survive it, but there's no reason to submit the plucky Kerbals to such cruel and unusual punishment. Let's just shave that trajectory closer to the planet, but Doesn't have to be a complete horrific landing. We'll aim for 20 kilometers. That should be brusque, but not deadly. 38? Nah, 29. Right, here goes. Let's time warp into that planet. Now we will face some fairly swift acceleration, so time warp is a hazard. We're coming in straight, and I wonder how could we ever have met the moon on this trajectory, but well, apparently it was in the cards. Oh, the moon is only there. This is Minmus's orbit. Oh, the moon is so close to Kerbin. Oh, moon, how close you are. Okay, here we are, accelerating, accelerating, accelerating. We will be entering Kerbin's atmosphere fairly fast. Look, there it is. We are currently exceeding 3 kilometers per second, and this is fast only in terms of the stock game, because in the real solar system, re-entry speeds from regular orbits are on the order of 7 to 8 kilometers per second. But here we are going at 4 kilometers per second, which is screamingly fast in stock game terms, and we are going to land probably in the ocean. I hope I didn't put us too high, because I don't really have the figures for the stock game in mind, but I think 29 kilometers will be sufficient to decelerate us to a stop. Otherwise, I don't think we have the fuel to stop this orbit otherwise. So it better be. Oh, look at that. We got some nice shock heating effects. Can we do a crew report from here? Ah, that's been done. Space near Kerbin? When the hell is 35 kilometers space? Does this really have to do with like your apoapsis? I read somewhere that it does, but how is 30 kilometers space near Kerbin? I mean, we'll launch a missile straight after this, and 30 kilometers definitely does not count as space near Kerbin. I'm sure of it. 29 kilometers doesn't either. What's up with that reading, guys? Anyone knows? What's the criteria for actually being in the atmosphere? I mean, we're decelerating at almost 4 Gs due to aerodynamic friction. Well, not friction, but shock heating and drag. And the game is telling me we're in space near Kerbin. That is not correct. That is not correct. Is it really only once you have a closed orbit? Could it be a closed orbit? Could that be it? No. Is it really only once you have a apoapsis that's inside the atmosphere? But that would mean if you shoot a rocket really fast, it would say that you're in space too quickly. I don't think that happens either. It still says in space. It still says in space, even though we are at 37 kilometers and our apoapsis is at 800. By the way, this was a perfect aero capture because our orbit is really low, but we're not actually escaping. But not a brilliant aero brake. Actually, even if heat had been implemented, it was a brilliant aero brake because the G-force was at most 3. Any crew would have survived it. The heat shield would have not been subjected to too much actual ablation. That would have been great. And it still says space. Is that just because our apoapsis is in space? Is the apoapsis actually the descriptor of being in the atmosphere? That sounds very wrong. Because I don't think if you shoot up and your apoapsis is out of the atmosphere, you actually get it. So would that be apoapsis in space with a non-zero periapsis, even though you're actually in the atmosphere? I mean, now we are in space, but this puzzle is puzzling me. How does the game determine how that you're in the atmosphere? I mean, the pressure sensor can sense the pressure. I mean, I don't have it on here, but the pressure sensor will tell that you're in atmospheric pressure. Wouldn't it be easier to do is this not? I mean, I'm falling into the it would be so easy to program this or that trap, and I don't know. I mean, I've never done it. But wouldn't it be easier to read out the pressure sensor? I mean, what is it telling me now? We're at 40 kilometers again. Crew report. It still says in space. What we're looking at? We are still looking at the same situation. So In a second we'll be getting some braking. I mean, we are, I mean, we are burning up. What is it saying? In space near Kerbin. Apoapsis, the periapsis will soon intersect the ground, while the apoapsis, I think, will then still be high. No, that's not possible, because then that will become the periapsis. But crew report, space, still says space, 29 kilometers. Periapsis is now gone, and now it's upper atmosphere. Apoapsis still exists, but periapsis is gone. So is that, as long as you have a periapsis and an atmosphere and an apoapsis that are non-zero, you cannot be in the atmosphere? For the science, that sounds very wrong. That makes it impossible to sample the atmosphere with your instruments if you're on a high-speed pass-through. So you cannot ever sample the upper atmosphere without landing. Oh, look at that, the parachutes deployed. They actually were deployed the whole time. Well, it's fine. Let's pop the landing gear as well, and the lights, because, you know, whoa, we might as well land in a light show. We are at 20 kilometers now. Well, parachutes are, so you could conceivably be decelerating under parachute power while the game still thinks you're in space, at least as far as the crew reports are concerned. Oh, crew report while flying over Kerbin's waters. 3.5 science points. That has never been done before. Sure, I'll take that. And now I think this is turning out to be a rather long episode again. I don't really mind though, because we did some awesome things, and we did some questions. We did some questions, guys. We did questions. Can we do a temperature scan from here? Is that new? Nice. Transmit that. Can we do pressure scan? Yeah, we can keep that. And we can also keep this for another 2 points. Wow. Can we do pressure scan? Flying at Kerbin, we can keep that. Can we do gravity data? No. Do we have any unspent science canisters? That would be weird if we had them, but yeah, no. Alright, we're going to come down over the water with lots and lots of parachutes, and of course an engine to help the deceleration if we should need to have that. Let's see, these parachutes deploy at 500 meters. We are over the ocean, so we can use time acceleration. I will still reduce time acceleration for that deploy, because it has gone right for smaller craft, and I will use the engine to help. Boom. Now we're going down really slowly. That's nice. Larger craft, I still don't trust time acceleration for parachute deployments. Maybe it's a spectre of the past, but I just don't dare do it. Look, we're purpling the seawater and the parachute for a nice otherworldly landing on the ocean. Ocean landings are dangerous. Really dangerous. So let's see if we can slow that down to less meters per second. Wow, that was a nice gentle landing. Alright. Am I forgetting anything? No. Can we do a crew report from here? That has not been done before. Woohoo, nice. Can we do an EVA report from here? Ritual. Oh shit. EVA report. Yes, flying over Kerbin's water. Keep the data. Get back inside. Now, enough shenanigans. Let's recover the vessel. Boom. This should give us many science points. I wonder how much we get for returning a vessel that has landed on Dres. Look, we earned 1200, and that's apart from the 800 something we transmitted. So we get recovery of a vessel from the surface of Dres. Nice, 90 science. Not that much, but nice. So we have 1500 science now. I think, can we finish the tree with that? Probably not, but we can get this. This is the larger airplane stuff. Could be nice. Let's get that. 300 for this. Boom. Oh, we get more stuff here. Advanced unmanned tech. Remote guidance. This adds nothing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this just is another probe core. High impact tolerance. It's 30 meters per second impact tolerance. remote guidance unit. I've never used this before. It's just, I think it just gives you remote control like a probe core does, so adds nothing. The Gigantor solar arrays, they are nice for aesthetics, so let's get that. Oh, we got a thermoelectric generator. In theory it's really nice, but in the game it really doesn't add so much. Larger batteries does nothing, and another antenna does nothing, and the seismic accelerometer gives us a little smidgen of science. And I think these are the last 2 nodes, so we're almost through the science tree. Unless this, the probe stuff, and this will lead to some other stuff that I've forgotten about, but no, I think this is it. So I'll upload the persistence file, make something with those plane parts, and we will be endeavoring to do science, probably from lathe, that will round out the tech tree and get all the nodes completed. For now, thanks for watching. Lorenzo, this was a long one again, I hope you liked it, and see you around next time.